We're really on the cusp here of spring. I think actually tomorrow is maybe the first day of spring. It's a little bit cool today and it's extremely windy, but I've got a new arrangement on the microphone that'll hopefully make this possible, because this is going to be one of my favorite kind of walks. I know a lot of people tell me they just enjoy seeing the city and the weather and the High Line and what's going on and everything, but I love it when I can bring people, you know, new original reporting, firsthand discoveries from on-the-ground investigations. And it's even better when it ties into, you know, if you think about it, X, really now particularly that it is X, more so than Twitter even, because when they started censoring it, you lost this, but it really has become a crowdsource investigation tool, right? Because, you know, when you allow information to flow freely, for instance, this morning I woke up, I don't even know this person, I just follow them on X, haven't even DM'd Marissa, what's her name there? But anyway, she posted this, which is talking all about how AOEC representatives, you know, they're putting out these documents, giving everybody approved practices, what to do with props, how to interact with people hand to hand. It goes into all kinds of details here, aggressiveness and everything. And then down there, look at this, it talks about allied LEs. LE to me sounds like law enforcement, you know, law enforcement officers, and you're gonna get orders from nearby AOEC. What is that? And it's going to be relayed. Instructions will be relayed via 328BG. What is this? It's all kinds of code language. Weird, right? But anyway, she put up that tweet, post. If people aren't following on X, I really do encourage it. You get on there at JG_CSTT. You can see all this stuff as it's happening. And I mean, if you have information, definitely I'm looking for it. I mean, I don't know what all of that means, but I started looking into it. And so, I mean, I don't know what 32.8 GB all that is, but there is this LG track phone, 32.8 BG. That is a type of prepaid cell phone with internet browser and I guess some kind of Android operating system or some kind of operating system that lets you run apps. These things are readily available for $10, you know, 10 to 20 bucks, new, used, whatever. I don't know, are they buying 100 of these and handing them out to people so that when you're communicating on some sort of app, it doesn't go back to your phone and they can't use these, whatever people are doing with geo-fencing or whatever they call that. I don't know. That's their document. I just saw it on X. Maybe it's a fake document. Somebody might look at this and say that's fake. Maybe, but who would put that in there? 328 GB, BG, whatever that was. It's that cell phone, I think. And then, you know, the other thing, this AOEC. Well, what is that? If you look it up, there's a couple different acronyms. I don't know, I found this one. This is the, what is it? The Academy of Executive Coaching.
Well, they were kind of,
yeah,
a lot of
it's this thing, founded in 1999. This is a British thing that is coaching people. And, you know, here, let's look at their little coaching tree here, because there is some interesting stuff. This reminded me of that company that Hawkins found when, remember, he had that Serco resilience training. This thing, it's talking about gamified simulation training. Well, so what the hell is that? Gamified simulation training. I mean, does that involve people dressing up in costumes like crackhead Barney and simulating a riot in front of the Tesla place? I don't know. You can go to the... Oh! Okay, wait. We've got a construction project here at the... I guess this part's open now. Okay. The High Line is under construction. But, yeah, I don't know. Did people see any of that stuff? That tweet? It's supposedly a 24-page tweet. Some of those pages said, like, page 13 of 24, page 22 of 24. But I've only seen 2 of those pages. So I don't know if other people have seen other pages, have other information about that. I'm pretty interested because it made me think, about what are these allied law enforcement LEs? Is it allied law enforcement? I mean, is it our buddy there, Sergeant Joel Mottola of the NYPD Community Affairs Unit? Everybody's wearing the same colors. Oh, by the way, that document spoke about ops and auxiliary ops. Is that 2 teams of operators? Is that a blue team and a green team? I literally don't know. I'm guessing. So see, look at how windy it is today. Look, we got white caps on the Hudson River. Can people see that? It's a good thing I got the microphone inside the jacket, or it would be windy as hell. Oh, now wait a minute. There's one other thing that I forgot to show people. So do we remember, if you were watching on Saturday, when I went to that Tesla protest, we'll go there right now. I was sort of just walking up to people and asking them, what's up? So there is Diddle Island right there. The true name is Little Island, but it's created by Barry Diller, who came to my attention for a variety of reasons, but around the time that there was an article in Gawker, I think it was Gawker, which was all about his all-boy Thanksgiving gay party or something, where he's on some island. All these rich weirdos have islands. But anyway, that's Island. Diddle Island, Little Island. I call it Diddle Island. So let's just go down and see what's happening at Tesla today. I don't think they're rioting today. It's all quite carefully planned. And again, if you look at that stupid British website, AOEC, it's very highly thought of. It's some sort of impressive, I don't know, training all kinds of people. But they talk about that gamified simulation. I mean, I think if you go down on that tree, they have maybe a less prestigious segment of the thing that, will train crackhead Barney for you if that's what you need, I guess. But I mean, the question here, of course, is they're talking about allied law enforcement officers. I mean, isn't that pretty damn serious if we have law enforcement that's supposed to be preventing, riots and people attacking businesses, and they're participating? Sounds pretty bad. And by the way, I mean, haven't we basically just seen evidence of this from me interacting with these people? Why was Mottola allowing crackhead Barney Uniska Wahalakano to basically assault me? She's waving sticks in my face. I mean, lots of people saw that and kind of couldn't believe that this is what the police allow people to do. But it is. Yeah, so I mean, of course, there's nothing going on today. And I mean, again, I just don't understand why you don't get a press conference from the mayor after the first time this happened, saying something to the effect of, ladies and gentlemen, everybody has the right to exercise the First Amendment, and New York has a number of public spaces, but you cannot go and shut down a business by picketing in front of it and intimidating customers that would maybe want to go there. I just don't think it's... See, they smashed the door. So it's not even like it might happen. Damage has been done. I think the city would be justified in saying no gathering in front of this business because it's being targeted by maniacs. So, okay, so right over here, and if you saw the full live stream, remember, sometimes the camera's facing me and I'm looking at activity over here. And I don't remember exactly what he was doing, but the camera was pointing at me and I was looking at that corner, and there was a guy in a bright blue cap. I suppose just the fact that he had the bright blue cap was what caught my attention. But I actually I actually saw him before I started rolling. So let's look at that encounter that happened basically right exactly at this very spot last Saturday. Isn't it odd that he noticed me at all? He's looking over his shoulder. I'm super far away from that guy. He's obviously very aware of who's around him.
Still in there buying Teslas. This guy's keeping his eyes on me. Got to be careful of the signal over here all the way on the west side. Looked like he wanted to go into this parking lot for a second, didn't it? But he doesn't want me following him to his car, maybe. That's pretty smart, beat me through the light.
Isn't it very obvious that he noticed me and ran through? I mean, why would he run? What's he running to get to Diddle Park for? Diddle Island. It's weird. Now remember, AOEC is British. Listen to this guy when he talks to me.
Hi.
Hi.
Everything all right? You look startled.
Yeah, no, you were just right behind me.
I would like your hat. I wanted to ask you about the hat.
It's Ralph Lauren.
It's very blue.
Are you recording me?
I am.
Why are you doing that?
Because you're in public and this is in England. What are you doing with the blue hat and what are you doing over here at the protest?
I wasn't at the protest.
Oh, no?
I was taking some pictures of it.
Have a nice day.
Why would he even continue the conversation with me? I'm being such a jerk to him. I wasn't at the protest. I was taking pictures at the protest. He's like a kid getting reprimanded by his father. And why was he running to get over here on a Saturday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? What was the rush? This doesn't close. I mean, maybe at like 9 p.m. or midnight or something. What the hell was he rushing over here for? To me, that looked like a guy who just purchased a brand new Ralph Lauren cap when he got the notice that you need to wear something royal blue to identify yourself as an op or an aux op. You see, and even that guy who was wearing the bright green jacket, you don't really even need to be fully in on the plan. In other words, if somebody told that guy, hey, just wear a high-vis bright green thing and we're going to tell whoever that the press is going to be wearing that so that if anything goes down, you'll be all right. Then when I shared with the guy this notion that there's two teams, the blue team and the green team, and you're on the green team, he looked like he got a little worried. Here, look at the Whitecaps. Because he might have been putting two and two together and realizing that somebody set him up to get his yoke cracked, potentially. I don't know. I mean, again, a lot of this is my speculation based on looking at public domain evidence and drawing some conclusions. You might look at the same evidence and come to totally different conclusions. Lee was getting kind of irritated last night, wasn't he? I mean, we essentially agreed on what he was saying, but there was some nuance, to my opinion, of what the evidence meant. And he wasn't too happy with that. He didn't want to let that go, but it was a good show, and he spoke about a lot of the evidence that's coming out in the new JFK files releases. I think it's going to be a long time of studying them for people to really understand what's new, what's in there, what it means, and if any of it really tells us anything more than what's generally been known. I mean, I've been saying all along, I think most people who have studied the history of the assassination, I mean, I've been doing that since the 90s, so 30-something years, it's a long time. A lot of this stuff is known, you know, so it's a matter of the government admitting it. And I'm not saying that that's nothing. I'm just saying it's not the same as discovering something completely new, like perhaps evidence that the NYPD is participating in, you know, these Tesla riots as allied law enforcement. Wouldn't that be shocking? I mean, how is that not the most astounding RICO anybody's ever heard of, where you have the cops involved in, you know, ignoring crimes? You know, I mean, certainly if that guy is grabbing my phone. When I was telling the police about the attack outside Twitter, there was a point where the woman tried to stab me with a pen, and I took it out of her hand and threw it to the ground, and they said, "That's larceny." I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" It's not like I stole it from her I didn't even keep it. It was Ralph Macchio, like, just took it out of her hand so she couldn't hurt me with it. It's right there on the floor for her to pick it up. This guy's grabbing my not multi-thousand, but more than $1,000 phone. And they're like, nah, it's not really, he just kind of pushed it. It's like, come on, Mottola, you stupid idiot. But that's exactly what the document says, you know, not to engage, don't talk to those guys with the blue hats. And who else did we see? We saw that one guy, that bald guy with the blue hoodie, who looked like he was hiding his arm. Does anybody else have any video of that day? I wanted to hang around long enough to see if that guy would make the mistake of doing something that would reveal his arm. Maybe he really was an amputee, I don't know. But just everything about that whole thing seemed completely off. And now we have people presenting documents that are basically the how-to riot instructions. And nobody is doing anything, you know? People are like, oh, give them a minute. They're very busy. Okay, so, I mean, Bongino is tweeting that they're arresting drug dealers and stuff. I'm sure that's good work, and they're dangerous, bad criminals. But that's not the big thing. So here's the Rivian dealership. That's like a Tesla competitor. I've seen a couple of videos of crazed people attacking the Rivians because they don't know the difference between a Tesla and a Rivian. It's really like a windstorm today. Crazy. Let's see, behind this building it should be better. There we go. So what do people think of that? That's really all I was able to find out about that document. I'm hopeful we can get more pages from it. There was another name in there, D.A. Donnelly, I think. And people looked up that the district attorney of Nassau County, her last name is Donnelly, but I think when you're talking about a district attorney, you would just write DA. And if the person was the district attorney, why would they include that in the document? Wouldn't they just say, everything else is a code name, so D.A. Donnelly is going to be somebody who, I don't know, I don't think it was the district attorney. And by the way, that's stupid evidence. I mean, I've got tons of evidence of the police doing stuff. Yeah, open the COVID files. I mean, that's what I mean. They're never going to tell us anything straight. They're just not. I don't know. Some people get mad at me that I say Dan Bongino is not a trustworthy guy. I hope I'm wrong. he wouldn't have acted the way he did towards me if I was wrong. I don't think he would use Stephen Biss as his attorney if I was wrong. He's done a lot of really bad stuff. And by the way, why didn't he, like Trump, came in, hit the ground running? Why didn't Kash Patel and Dan Bongino have some similar shock and awe, smash and grab plan where the first 2 weeks we're going to announce, Andrew McCabe indictment, James Comey indictment, the FBI is cleaning up its own mess, we're not going to weaponize, we're going to investigate, and, grand juries and fair trials and all that kind of stuff. If that's possible, I'm not convinced that it is. When I left the apartment to start this video, there had been nothing new on the Eric Adams case. I mean, I guess there was some deadline Sal was talking about, but I don't understand why they haven't unsealed. I guess they have time to contest it. But the judge ordered to unseal it. He just hasn't given it yet, I think. Blue hat for sale. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What do people think? Didn't that British guy, he seemed like a guy who was making excuses for something that, I mean, when you ask people about things like that they have nothing to do with it, they act a lot more like, I don't need to answer any of your questions. Like, what do you, my hat? Sorry, have a nice day. Something like that. This guy's trying to make excuses, just like the first guy. Oh, it's just an old jacket I had. Oh, really? That's weird. Blue, it's convenient. I think we've basically figured out what they're up to. So, again, the reason Pam Bondi's not going to investigate Joel Mottola, NYPD, is because she wants all that to happen. Same way they're messing with the Eric Adams case. There's the old homestead. And this is like Starbucks Plus or something. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I was searching around the rest of X to try to find those other pages. I didn't see them. Maybe there's only 2 available. But so yeah, I sent an email to that person who posted it. Let's see if she wrote back. Probably not. I've never communicated with this person before. Now, wait a minute. We're supposed to have a show here with Joel Gilbert later, but there's schedule conflict that he's just emailing me about. So, okay, we'll head back and address that. But, yeah, if anybody can find those additional pages, I don't know what else AOEC could stand for other than that coaching thing, because the document is certainly coaching people as to how to do things, and they're coordinating a team. That's kind of all the stuff they talk about on that website. It's unbelievable to me that you can have a company that even does that. See, I mean, I guess that's why it's British, because how do you charge that with a RICO? It becomes complicated, right? If it's not in the United States. This is the Blavatnik family Chelsea Medical Center. Remember, the Blavatnik family also has that Center for Government at Oxford, where we went back in 2017 to see Eric Braverman. That was the Blavatnik School of Government. I don't really know that much about Blavatnik. Hell of a name. I think it's Russian. A little bit jammed up on a not that interesting street here. I don't know if there's any lawyers out there who have some ideas about how we would, what kind of legal action do you take? I mean, these are British people, maybe get on a plane and go back to England and now it's all done. But if we've got the cops involved, I mean, that's just it. Nobody is going to prosecute this. Richard Secord. What are people talking about here? Vince Foster and Judge Sessions? What did Judge Sessions have to do with Vince Foster? Vince Foster, they killed. I mean, I guess that's really the bulk of what I wanted to tell everybody today. It's still interesting to see what's going on. It's warming up now, at least. But that's the deal. All right, so listen, if anybody can find any additional pages from that document or knows the name of that British guy with the blue hat, and if he works at AOEC, I should check their webpage more thoroughly. I don't think they're going to put that guy's face on it. They did have a lot of weird, like, mustachioed British douchebags, you know, like handlebar, oil grease kind of mustache, hipster stuff. But I don't know. People doing wheelies in the bike lane. That's the best. I don't know. People are starting to get, I think, a little bit losing patience. And then other people are saying, oh no, they're busy, don't lose patience. I get a lot of different points of view, you know? Some people tell me Trump is in on it. I don't know. He does seem to like Emil Bove a little too much. Five Guys is coming soon over there. So if 3 or 4 guys wasn't enough, you'll be in business soon. So the other thing is, we've got Judge Boasberg now, and they're talking about invoking state secrets. It's going to be interesting to see. You know, this is a test of the Constitution and the separation of powers, the checks and balances. Who is abusing? Is it the judge or is it the executive? I think it's the judge. I think a lot of people think it's the judge, but, you know, again, the judge also understands the latitude that he's able to test. I mean, it's obvious, right? Everybody has been saying it's just about wasting time. And if, you know, obviously Trump can't get reelected, he's 78 or something, start wasting 4 years of the man's time, and particularly now when we need to get stuff done, it's going to have an impact. That's the goal, of course. It's so terrible how counterproductive these people are, but as I said, that's the deal. It's match day. So maybe those people have matched. I don't know, a new restaurant. The other thing that was coming up yesterday was Turkey, right? And its close proximity to Ukraine, money laundering, etc. Felix Sater, his role is not yet fully understood. He's tied to Andrew Weissman, of course, very closely. That's tied directly to Mueller. And that's tied directly to Jared Beck and my attorney, Jonathan Snyder. Beck is the one who was deposing Trump in the 2013 lawsuit, which was Bayrock, the real estate developer that was involved in the creation of the Trump Soho Hotel. They were getting sued by the buyers of the condos because it was supposed to be this kind of unique arrangement where buyers could only live in there for 120 days a year, and then the rest of the time it was rented out as like a timeshare hotel kind of, you get the money and people rent your apartment. I don't know who thought that would have appealed to rich people. These are like multi-million-dollar apartments, and I think that's an idea that you sell to somebody who wants to have access to a timeshare location who can't afford to buy a multi-million-dollar thing. But anyway, it failed. The idea failed. The Bayrock company got sued, and Trump had just licensed his name to Bayrock, which is what he did. That's what he innovated in real estate, was the concept of making a Trump property a brand. And then other developers like Felix Sater said, hey, we want a Trump Tower in Moscow, Trump Tower in Istanbul, Trump Tower all over here and there, and people will see Trump and recognize the brand and want to buy the condos. So Trump got into business with them. And by the way, this is exactly what the FBI does. They look at what you're doing and they figure out the best way to screw it up. Caproni has spoken about this so many times throughout her career about designing a customized surveillance program for the target. That's what George's brother has done with me. They very closely scrutinize the details of your business, your personal life. That's how he learned about my corporation, came up with the fake corporation, and then sued that. See, I don't even think George's brother necessarily came up with that because he's pretty stupid. Probably somebody else told him to do that, gave him that legal strategy, because formulating these legal strategies, it's difficult. Going and filing the documents for years and years is relatively easy. See, those cops are hired to protect this film production. So there are ways that you can hire the police. I've done it before. They're obviously shooting some TV show or movie here at Peter McManus, and so they get the cops. And if Elon Musk were here, they would just choke somebody. See, that's what you normally have operating the sound. All those guys, lots of wireless fancy stuff. Here you got just me. Yeah, it's warming up. It's 47. It said 39 when I left, or when I started programming this. So this Eric Adams thing, it's a lawfare attack vector. I think we've got an international RICO that includes members of the NYPD operating over there. I think they're protected by the courts, which is why my lawsuit got smacked down. Now, the real troubling part of it is Elon Musk knows about my lawsuit. He knows that the FBI were embedded in Twitter and that Adam Sharp and Valerie Caproni were named and very specific allegations were raised. None of them have been addressed. The case was wrongfully dismissed. It's on appeal. This stuff is expensive. The filing fees alone are a real deterrent. $605 just to file an appeal. And so far, every single one I've done, they just deny it. Really unreasonably, in my opinion. So, obviously, if the cops are involved, we're seeing now, everybody is saying this is a judicial coup, judicial tyranny. I think I've been saying that for about 6-7 years. So hopefully something will be done about it now. I don't know. Anyway, all right, so it's unclear if there will be Joel Gilbert later or not, but we'll find out. Thanks to everybody who's sponsoring the show. If you aren't already, please do visit odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth. crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com or subscribestar.com or patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. Uh-oh, something's on fire. Or either that or the firemen are... What's up? Task force. Is it on fire? So what the hell do they need the FDNY task force? So see, that cop said no because I think there is some protocol for when there's like something obviously creating a disturbance to just answer people to keep them calm, I guess. I don't know. Who the hell knows? Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Send me a DM on X if you find any information about AOEC or that document, the 24-page document. So you see, I don't really like this amplification of music, whoever is doing it. Got a lot of weird stuff happening on this corner. Okay, so that's that. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I forgot to say, you can also subscribe on X at JG_CSTT. And thanks to everyone who's done that. Have a great day, everyone. I may see everybody later.